Hey, don't even ask. This is my penance.
Oh.
I am confessing to my big blunder here. We're doing some camping in southwest Michigan. This is the 10 acres of property that we recently bought here. And it's cold. It's 29 degrees. And inside the RV a minute ago, it was 37 degrees because the heat went out at 3 in the morning. And it was supposedly both tanks of propane. So we went in there. This is a disaster of a house that is on our property here that we hope to remodel. It's a mess. The plywood's all off the wall. It's just dusty and it's dirty and it's a long, we had to strip it right down to the studs. It's gonna be a long project, but there is heat in there. So at 3 in the morning, we went in there and checked the heat, and it was good. We hauled everything that Jennifer's now bringing back into the RV, and we slept on the floor. I'm too old to sleep on the floor. And I did a quick search to see where I can get some propane. I have 2 tanks of propane. One is in there and the other's on the opposite side. At 3 in the morning, I flashed the flashlight in there, and it looked like both of them were empty. And I didn't know how that could be because I had one that was working off of just one, and then when that emptied, I was going to switch over to the other. But somehow I figured that I made the mistake that I was using both. And that's one of the problems when you're using two tanks of propane. If you set it to use both to go to the next one when one is empty, you don't really know until they're both empty. And that's what I thought happened. Until a minute ago, I came out here and I started to take that tank out to go get it filled. And then I was gonna go to the other side and take the other one on that. And when I went to turn the valve to see if it was off, it was, or to turn it from on to off, because I thought it was on, it was off. And I hit my head and I said, no, no, no. So I turned the valve on, went over and checked, full tank. And then right after sun up here, I have the heat going again. It was a rough 3 hours on the floor, and it was terrible. Deb Castle says, how are the water lines in the RV? The water lines are great. We're actually gonna do a project here today. We're gonna put skirting underneath the RV. We're gonna work on that today and see how that works out. But I made a big mistake, and it was tough. We had to get dressed, get out of there. Bo started running around loose in the snow, and it was not a good morning for the RV lifestyle crew here. My wife didn't complain at all. She just packed up everything and went in, and when we had a really rough night. Looks cold out there. Yeah, it is kind of cool. Yeah, we are, Phyllis Cara, keeping it real. Maybe you can share this on all of our social media, but we called this video Mike's Big Blunder because it was my big blunder. And this is my penance, admitting it to all of you in public. But the water is fine in there. We spent the night in there in the afternoon with the heat. It was great. Today, besides us putting in skirting, we have an electrician coming, and we're gonna hook up a 50 amp power supply to this. We're gonna put the skirting under, and the pipes are actually on this Arcadia, all enclosed. There's a little gap area right in here, all the way down, and that's where the pipes are run, and the heat vents go down through there. There's also heating pads on all of my tanks. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't winterize, because you really should, but the bottom line is I don't think I have to do it immediately. So I'm gonna go fill up that tank right there, the one that's on the other side that's empty. We're gonna come back here. We're gonna meet the electrician We're going to put in the 50 amp supply and a 20 and a 30 amp supply, actually. So we're going to do both of them. So we're going to install the skirting under here. These are air skirts, which will really they create the air underneath there. It becomes kind of like a warm pocket, and it makes the floor, for one thing, a lot warmer. Now I am going to winterize this. And I think this year, with this unit, I'm going to winterize it, not by putting antifreeze in this fifth wheel, but by blowing out all the water lines. It's cool. Right now, we got a cold night where the temperatures get very low 30s, maybe 25, 28 at the coldest, but it warms up in the daytime. And as I said, my water's working right, my heater's working great. I just got to get more power. And we will do that. And we'll probably winterize it in a couple of weeks. But meantime, this is our property. We have 10 acres here, and over in that area is a little lake. We hope to shoot a video and to show you that later, but we're pretty excited about that, and we think it's going to be pretty cool. But this is the house that we are remodeling. I don't even know if I don't want to say restoring, because it wasn't quite that bad, but Bo loves it. He loves the snow. He's rolling at my feet in the snow. So that's all been good. I saw there was somebody else that asked a question, and I missed it. There we go. Looks beautiful. Well, it kind of is beautiful. I'm afraid to go in the house. Let's go in and see how warm it is, if the heat is as on as I thought. And then I think maybe, don't you think it'd be a nice thing if I... where is this? I missed that part. This is in Southwest Michigan. Southwest Michigan. So let's go inside. How's the heat?
It's doing great.
All right.
Watch your feet. You're covered with snow.
Would you explain to everybody my big blunder?
What? At 2:30 in the morning, you went out to put on the other propane tank.
Yeah.
And you were half asleep and not wearing glasses. And you said that it was on to use both tanks instead of one tank, and then turn it off and then turn on the other tank. So we were out of propane, and we had three options: to stay here and get colder, to get a room that would accept a dog, or number three, to move into a house that is a construction zone filled with dust and dirt. So we chose the latter, and we brought the topper from our mattress and put it on the floor in one of the rooms. I put something under it so it wouldn't get all dusty. Brought in Bo's bed, which he never used, because he was afraid of every little sound and noise.
He slept like right next to me.
Yeah, he slept right next to your head so that you could pet him every time there was a scary noise.
Yeah.
And so we spent the night there. Our first night in the new house, but not exactly
in the new old house.
In the new old house.
This house isn't going to be ready for a long time.
It is a mess.
A couple of months, maybe. Yeah. But I'm excited because we're going to we got a busy day today. The electricity's going in.
Yeah.
For the pedestal for 50 amp and 30 amp, like I said, and then we got to hook up those air skirts.
What I'm really disappointed about is now you don't have to run into town to get that propane.
Yes, I
tank.
do. I got to take one in.
Oh,
the one that's empty, I'm going to go fill it.
I was going to lobby for a warm breakfast.
Well, I just was telling them all that the least I could do is buy you a nice warm breakfast this morning.
But you took me for breakfast the other day, and it was like a salt lick. I hope this time we don't get that.
All right. So there it is, Mike's Big Blunder.
Oh, well.
Make sure that you check both propane tanks if you have two of them. But it's nice and warm in here now.
It's beautiful in here.
Would have been nice at 3 in the morning.
It would have been
in our comfy bed,
but we'll appreciate it more.
All right. Hey, everybody. Have a great day, and don't do what I did. We're going to get out of here. We'll see y'all later on.
Bye-bye.
Behave.